What is up? Hold on, I'm trying to get you guys into my tripod here. I don't feel like holding my phone. You can look at me with my crazy wild mane here. What is up? Facebook. Am I live in the regular place? Nobody from St. Louis is about to be on this because y'all are watching the Blues game, but that's okay. That's not my jam. So, can you hear me? Oh boy. Cool. All right. Yeah, everybody. Hey, guys. If you're jumping on, you can hear me okay. Say what's up. I haven't been live in a minute, but I posted earlier about something that I really want to have a conversation about. Hey, girl, I haven't seen you in forever. I hope you're well. So, I'll give you guys a minute. If you saw that meme that I posted earlier, I actually shared it on Instagram and had some people give me some feedback. I put it on Snapchat, I put it on Facebook, just because I feel like it's like such a ridiculously misunderstood situation and people need to hear this. So here we are. Share this if you will. Maybe you wait till we're done, whatever, that's fine. But here's what I want to talk about. Yay, so many people jumping on. You guys are amazing. The meme says, I am happy. Yes, I have it pulled up on my computer. I am happy, hurting, and healing all at the same time. Happy, hurting, and healing all at the same time. Don't ask me how I'm doing it because I don't know, but I'm doing it and I'm so proud of myself. So, I wanted to share this because like nothing could be more on point, right? For my life over the since the beginning of March, basically. Shit kind of hit the fan at the beginning of March, and I decided in that moment I sat there and was like, what is even happening? And I chose to take it all on with a very different state of mind than I've ever had before, when kind of chaos occurred. And so it was really cool, and the universe delivered and gave me basically amazing support systems that kind of just popped into place during that. But one of the things that, hey Tanya, one of the things that I learned and really like embodied as soon as that all hit the fan was that I was able to have all of these feelings all at the same time. And I really started experiencing that, quite honestly, when I first was getting ready to move away from St. Louis to begin with, because I was cutting all of these, what are they called? Cutting all of these ties, contracts, social contracts with people here that I've had for my entire life. And then I was also basically venturing into a world that was completely unknown for me. It was the first time that's ever happened and blah, blah, blah. There was a lot going into it. So I found myself feeling like so excited and so happy and so loved, but also so scared and so hurt and so all of these things at the same time. So that's when I first really experienced that. And then it's just kind of become reality, right? Like that's what I really want to talk about is that, of course, it seems like it's either one extreme or the other when you talk to someone. If they know something's going on in your life, they either expect you to be totally over it and like nothing ever happened, or they expect you to be broken in a million pieces and be like a total fucking wreck. They don't recognize that you can be healing from something, be hurting from something, and be happy and actually okay all at the same time. Like none of those emotions have to play down on the other. Yeah, Brittany, you totally know what I'm talking about. I know you do. Like you don't have to play down or be miserable because you're hurting. You don't have to be miserable and angry because you're healing. That doesn't mean that you have to be a hermit inside of your house and not speaking to anyone, or the things that people think. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times people assume too, like, oh, you chose to leave, so you're fine, everything's fine. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm okay, but again, like, you don't get to just assume and tell people what they're feeling or how they're feeling. That's not how it goes. So the biggest message, there's two big messages here. Number one is you have to quit assuming that you know what someone's going through, how they're feeling, how they're adjusting, yada, yada, so on and so forth. Like, it's really not your business, nor is it your job to assume or whatever. You can just hold space for them and ask. You can say, hey, I'm just thinking about you. You could say, hey, just send in love your way, or I'm here if you need me, or how are things going? Like, asking those questions are fine, but assuming that someone is broken into a million pieces, or assuming that they're hurting and they're like angry with the world, or assuming whatever it is the fuck you want to assume, just don't, right? Don't do that. But the other side of it is, as a human being, we have all of the emotions, and that's something I personally didn't do for a really long time. I've told you guys this story before about the time that Tony out of nowhere was like, I'm sorry, you have emotions? Like, you never show me these emotions. And he was right. It's because I was the strong girl, right? I was the girl who never had, never let anything get to her. I would handle a situation and move forward, blah, 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 right? Like, I didn't show my emotions, but here's the fucked up part. Not only did I not show them for a really long time, I didn't let myself feel them either. And that's the big thing there. That's the part that you have to remember, and that you have to make sure, as for yourself, you're tuning into. You need to let yourself feel your feelings. I tell my clients this all the time. They'll tell you, feel your feelings. There's nothing wrong with them. You're feeling the things you're feeling for a reason. They're there to tell you something. So whether it's you learning from yourself and your own experiences, or you learning from other people around you, or whatever, allow yourself to feel your feelings when they come up, and also know that one doesn't have to play down the other. You can, like this meme says, I'm happy, hurting, and healing all at the same time. To some people, that's mind-boggling to them. Like, they can't comprehend how that's possible. For me to be happy and growing and thriving at the exact same time, I am hurting. This does suck, right? And I am healing in a way that I couldn't even begin to describe to you right now. It comes out sometimes and I write about it, but it's not even to the point where I can really describe the depth of and the beauty of the amount of wholeness that is becoming in my being over the past 6 months. It's all building, it's all transpiring, and it's been crazy and dark and beautiful and light and all of the things all at the same time. And overall, I'm extremely satisfied and happy with that. But that's what I want you to know, is that you can be all of these things at the same time. It's exhausting. It takes a lot of self-awareness. It takes a lot of taking space for yourself and honoring your own feelings, and going to lay down when you need to go lay down, walking away from something when you need to walk away from it, giving yourself that permission, making the phone call when you need to make the phone call, sitting in your own feelings when you need to sit in your own feelings, crying when you need to cry, screaming when you need to scream, laughing when you need to laugh. Like, it is honoring yourself, no matter what it is. That doesn't make you crazy. That doesn't make you emotional. It doesn't make you a problem. That's not how it goes. And that's what I really, really wanted to get across with sharing that meme, and kind of like pre-recking this before we got on the call, is really just understanding that, like, we are complex, very multi-layered individuals. We all are. It's what we do. It's who we are. You can be all of these things. And here's the beautiful part. Until you learn to accept all of those things and allow yourself to be all of those things, you will never truly fully be able to breathe. Trust me, I tried. I tried to do it the other way and it didn't work. So you have to just let yourself be who you are and honor that. And just sit with it and be honest, and don't play it up or play it down. Oh, girl. Brittany, you and I can have a conversation on another day. Lots of soul contracts, lots of karmic activity going on there. Best thing ever. Best decision ever to move there. Best decision ever to come back. But anyway, regardless, like, we are all on our own, on our own path. But the fact of the matter is, when you can just sit in what's happening and you can allow yourself to just be and accept what's going on, and don't let it own you. Don't cling to one of those emotions and ignore the others. To be able to be is the ultimate goal, because that's what allows you to grow. That's what allows you not to create ugly patterns. That's what allows you not to create and repeat things that don't serve you, right? That's what allows you to continue to grow. And for me, that's what allows me to become the best version of me in order to do what I was placed here to do. So I'm going to scroll back up really quick, because I know I was on a spiel and I didn't acknowledge some of the things you guys were saying. Yes, I am back in St. Louis. You can shine through the hurt. Love it. Yes, David, absolutely. Don't let other people's assumptions get to you. Oh, girl, trust me. Ain't no thing for me. I laugh. Like somebody was like, why are you pissy? Like the day I was moving into my apartment, they're like, why are you pissy? I'm like, I'm sorry. Is that a fucking question? Like, I'm not even acknowledging that. Never mind. Thank you, Tanya. Shadow work, yes, absolutely. Definitely probably some twin flame stuff involved, Brittany, but like it was, I don't know. Lots of soul contracts. We had a walk-in situation. Part of a soul died and a walk-in came in. So basically completely different alternative personality was involved, which made things complicated. But anyway, does anybody have any questions about this? Because I think this is kind of a complex thing that a lot of people can say, oh yeah, I totally understand. But when it comes down to it, they probably either think I'm crazy, which is fine, or just really don't necessarily understand how to really embody that, how to really understand, or allow yourself to feel these things and not feel, I mean, sometimes you do feel crazy, but not be crazy. Like you're not crazy. Like having emotions doesn't make you crazy. Yes, you should learn how to embrace them and how not to, puke them on other people and things like that. But having emotions and that's part of being a human being. It's actually a beautiful part of being a human being. Being aware of those things is how you get through them and how you deal and how you are able to do whatever it is that you're going to do. So just acknowledging that you can be all of those things at the same time. I was talking to my coach the other day, and she was saying exactly that. She was like, honey, like you deserve an award. And I was like, thank you. She did. She was like, you should be so fucking proud of yourself. Because we all have those moments where no matter how well we've handled something or how much we're growing or moving through something, we still have those moments in our mind where we think back on it or we replay it, or like how that, like, I am going to write something about this. It's not my own story to tell, but like, I couldn't make this shit up. Emily, that's a really long conversation about twin flames. We'll have to talk about that on a different time. But hey, Justin. Yes, Mary, it's all growth. Anyway, I couldn't make up the shit that transpired by any means. Like, it's like, I couldn't even make it up if I tried. But like the way that I handled the situation, hey, Christy, the way I, conducted myself, basically, I am extremely proud of. And she was just like in those moments being able to conduct that and balance your thoughts and be all of these things at the same time and acknowledge that it is exhausting, and that it's not always pretty. And that's what we all do. Healing is something that if you don't allow yourself to actually do that, that's why patterns repeat. That's why you never truly get over something. That's why some people 2 years later, they're drunk in their living room crying about something that they didn't let themselves feel 2 years ago or experience or deal with, or whatever it might be. Not drunk, it doesn't have to be drunk. That's just what popped into my head. But that's where that comes from. You have to allow yourself to deal with it. But in doing so, like, you're not clinging to one of those things. So that's what that means. It's a very bold statement. It's a very big statement. It's something that not a lot of people can truly comprehend or feel is possible or talk about, because it's vulnerable as shit, right? I am doing very well. I am happy. I am okay. Things are good. At the same time, I am hurting. I am frustrated sometimes, and I am healing through every bit of it. It's part of life. It's part of growth. It is what it is. I mean, that's all I can really say. But yeah, don't ask me how I'm doing it because I don't know, but I'm doing it. It's just, you don't have a choice, right? Like, think about that. What if you just didn't do it? What if you just didn't deal with it? Well, I do know what that's like, because then you repeat patterns. And then you have to wait, and you have to spend a lot of fucking money on coaches to help you undo things that you did in your 20s, right? So anyway, I'm going to scroll this up and see. There was a bunch of comments. Does anybody have any questions? So many people live. I thought the Blues game was going to kick my ass and nobody was going to be on. It probably isn't helping me. There's a lot of mixed information, Emily and Tanya, about twin flames and what you could even just look it up if you want, and just do a little bit of research. It's a type of soulmate, I guess might be the best way to describe it, but it can be very toxic, if both parties are not ready. Usually they break up at one point because they're not, and then they come back together, and then it's a very deep and complicated thing. But cool as fuck, by the way, too. Very, very crazy. It really just depends on what you believe in. So yeah, thank you. You guys are amazing. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Yeah, so Elizabeth, which I don't know if you're live, you left a comment earlier saying that you were just saying this, experiencing every single emotion all at once. It is. And it's okay. You're not crazy. That's normal. So let yourself ride it. Like, sit there and say, you know what? This is going to ebb and this is going to flow, and I'm going to feel the emotions as they come up, and I'm going to deal with them as they come up, and I'm going to, do whatever. So that would be my ultimate advice to everyone on everything. That's what you have to do. It's what I tell my clients like I said, all the fucking time. I will never forget. I will never forget the first time that I tell anyone, I give them permission to feel what they're feeling. Because so many people almost apologize when they're explaining to me what they're thinking or feeling, or what they have felt, or what they've done or said in lieu of feelings. And I'm like, dude, you don't need to apologize for that. Like, it's okay. You're allowed to feel your feelings. So, Mom, nobody cares about the Blues game. I'm just kidding. I do care about the Blues game. I'm just not watching it because I care if they win. That's cool. But that's about it. Anyways, anybody have any questions? I'm going to jump off otherwise. But that's what I wanted to talk about. Like I said, I talked about it on Instagram earlier today. And I know this is just a topic that a lot of people are just like kind of amazed by, but also kind of creeped out by and don't know how to handle. And so this is like, again, I'm just following what I'm being called to say, honestly. But the biggest thing for me is just I want to shine more light on this part of who we are as human beings and how we deal with things, because people don't talk about it enough. And that's really the root of it all. People come to me so they can get more shit done, make more money, have better lives, and have better businesses. 90% of what we talk about has to do with their mindset and how they deal with things, how they process stuff, their subconscious thinking, their programming. Because when we get that, that's the foundation, and that's what changes their lives. So it's interesting. Anyways, thank you guys all for being here. If this message was helpful, as always, please hit like. I appreciate you doing that and sharing it if you think that someone else would benefit from this. That's the whole point, right? Is getting messages out to whoever needs to hear it that day so it can help whoever needs to hear it. So, happy Blues game. I hope nobody got tornadoed on. It blew through here pretty hard for a bit. I love tornadoes, though. I was outside for a while until it started pouring. But anyways, have an awesome night, you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.